Hello, everybody, and welcome to Chop It Up with ROXX-A-MILLION. Today, we're going to be making stewed fish. And as you can see, we have tomatoes. I sliced them up. And we have a red pepper, a yellow pepper, and an orange pepper. It's sliced as well. And I'm going to be cooking a snapper. And on that snapper, I'm gonna put black pepper, sea salt, garlic powder, complete seasoning. You're gonna need ketchup, and you're gonna also need um, oil as well. And I said complete seasoning. So at this time, you're gonna wash your fish, pat it dry, and you're gonna season it to your taste. Always season it to your taste. How much ever seasoning you want. That's how much seasoning you put on it. But we don't use a lot of sodium in our household, but that's completely up to your taste. So right here I'm heating up the oil because we're gonna fry this fish, and you don't have to really fry it completely done per se, but you want to fry it half done because the it's gonna complete its cooking process when you stew it down, once the vegetables are stewed down and you put it in the vegetables and saute it. At that time, we'll finish the cooking process. So I'm putting the fish in the hot oil. And you also use what oil you want. If you want to use vegetable oil, Crisco oil, um, avocado oil, olive oil, that's completely up to you. And you can see we used canola oil. And I'm sauteing the fish. Well, frying the fish. I'm gonna saute the vegetables after I fry the fish. But the fish is frying right now, and I'm gonna flip it over and complete uh frying all the pieces of fish that I have. And once the fish is finished frying, I'll be taking it out and put it on a napkin to catch the oil. So after I do that, then at that point I will start sauteing the um the onions and bell pepper. I diced them up, and I'm just frying the fish right now. I'm wiping up the splatter from the fish. But if I would have been in my own kitchen, I probably would have used a little the spatter cover to keep it from the grease from spattering all over the stove. So like I said, I'm frying up all the fish till it's half done. And I'm gonna complete the cooking process while the fish is stewing. One good tip too is try to make sure that the grease is hot, because if the oil is not hot enough, it'll cause the fish to break up. So, and that's what I think happened a little bit right there, because I see it look like fell apart a little bit. Even though the stewing process, when you flipping it over and stewing it down, some pieces of fish gonna come off inside of the stew. So that's fine. But you want to try to keep the fish as intact as possible. So we don't really want to break it up. Just want to keep it whole. And I could not find fresh thyme because when I cooked this dish, I was in Maryland at my daughter's house. So we did not have fresh thyme. So when you sauteing it, you would once it started to stew, you would put the fresh thyme in. Right now, I'm just frying down the onions, and I'm gonna also add bell pepper. And I did not pour out the oil. I left the droppings in the bottom because I did not use a lot of oil. I just used enough oil to saute the fish. And now I'm incorporating the red pepper and the green pepper, and I'm also putting in the tomatoes. So we're gonna let that saute, and that saute for probably about 7-8 minutes until it starts to soften. And once it's softened up, that'll complete the stewing process. But this time I add a little bit more sea salt on there to season the vegetables. I'm adding some black pepper. This is a very, very good fish recipe. A lot of people ask me for this recipe for this fish, so now y'all have it. I done gave up the goods, and it is good. It tastes very good over a fresh bed of white rice. Smells so good. Need some smell-o-vision. Now you're gonna put ketchup in it. Um, and that too is according to your taste. I use the ketchup to thicken it, as also to add the extra flavor to the tomatoes to really bring it together. Because as you know, the ketchup had a vinegar in it, which give it like a almost like a escovitch type of taste with the vinegar, but not so much. It's a take on escovitch, but not really because the escovitch does not have the tomato, but it we call it escovitch, but it's not really. It's our take on escovitch, but because the ketchup have the vinegar notes in it, which that's what make escovitch, the vinegar and the sugar, which the ketchup bring both of those notes in it. The ketchup has sugar in it, and as well as the and you can add more or less ketchup just to your taste, but normally I add like almost like a fourth of a new container. I guess that would add up to be about a cup of ketchup in it. Now it is good and stewed. The bell peppers have softened. The tomatoes are stewed down all the way. We will start putting the fish into it, and you want the fish to be completely covered with the sauce. I like to clean as I go because I can't stand a mess. Can't cook in chaos. And they say, my grandma say, cleanliness is next to godliness. So I want some godliness in my stomach. Let it be clean. Ooh, that look good. So you see the fish is covered with the sauce. And I'm gonna my sides with this gonna be some rice as well as some fresh string beans. Oh yeah. That's a winner there. Winner winner stew fish dinner. That looks delicious. That looks good. And trust me, it tastes just as good as it looks. I sauteed those string beans down in a little butter, and it's this Goya vegetable seasoning that I use. A pack of that on there, and with a little water, and let those steam down. And you see, I plated that over a bed of rice. That's some good Lord have mustard there. Yes, it is. That's so good. And to show you just how good it is, we put a cat on it. You know what happens when you put a cat on fish, don't you? When you put a cat on fish, this is what you end up with. There it is. There it is. I did that personally, and that was good. So I want y'all to check the recipe out. I will have the ingredients below.